KK, linebacker with the Indianapolis Colts. Make sure you follow my guys at the Anvil, best sports talk podcast going on with Colts right now. Tune in.
It seems like a Sunday, like anyone before. That's what you think. So you open up the door, you feel the buzz, you can hear the people singing battle cries. Lucas Oil Stadium's about to come alive. Blue and white jerseys, some old and some new, all gather round South Capitol Avenue. They come for the tailgate, some drive and some fly. Colts fans show up with fire in their eyes, yelling, "Go Hosts, go Big Blue!" We're in the stands, the tried and true, here to watch this football sensation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation, the Colts Nation. We take this very serious, it is not a joke. We're back, all the players, we're back, any coach. We scream and we root, we raise up our fist to support this team from Indianapolis. Go Hosts, go Big Blue, we're in the stands cheering for you, here to watch this football sensation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation, the Colts Nation, Colts Nation. Screaming, "Go Hosts, go Big Blue!" We're in the stands, the tried and true, here to watch this football sensation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation, yeah, Colts Nation, that Colts Nation. Come on, let's go, Colts Nation.
CJ, is this cat froze up, or is he praying?
I think he froze up, man. CJ.
Yeah, I think he pretty much froze up, yo.
All right. Don't worry about it. He'll come back in. All right. Well, CJ can't do the intro, so I'll do the intro for us. So live tonight in studio, of course, we got Big P, we got Big Country, we got myself, and more importantly, we got a team captain, Zaire Franklin. So welcome to the Anvil, Z.
Appreciate you guys having me. That was one hell of an intro video, man. I ain't gonna lie. Who that on the song?
A good friend of ours named Eric Hamblin wrote and sung that, and I produced it.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
You like that?
Yeah, that was fun.
That's what Steve AOZ said he said it's saucy. It ain't going nowhere now. But while we got you here, let's go ahead and get everybody to like, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and of course Twitter. Yeah, man. So it's an absolute pleasure to have you in studio, Carvey. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to have you in studio, man. We appreciate you giving us a few minutes, man. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're gonna hit the anvil, man, and we're gonna get it started. All right, Pat, you want to start with Z's call. So let's always start with our guests and what they are doing out there for the community. So I'll let you introduce that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Z, you're going to have to say the name because I don't want to destroy it.
Well, Shalise.
Shalise.
Mm-hmm.
I could not get it out.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right. But anyways, my question for you is last year when we had you on, you was doing my cleats, my calls for the foundation that you started. One, I wanted to ask how that foundation's going, and is there anything that us as an Anvil group and an Anvil family out there with all our followers can do to help support what your mission is there?
Last year, My Cause, My Cleats, I did my nonprofit, Shalice's Angels. Just a organization, named after my late mother. Just trying to help young women in tough areas. We just recently, I think last month, we did a financial literacy academy with a couple of local groups in Indianapolis. Had them over at the facility, gave them a tour. I think it was Bloom Project, Cold Black Indie. I'm just teaching them the basics of financial literacy. And then afterwards, we donated. We created a savings account and donated $250 to each of the students that was there. Just trying to kind of give them a kickstart to their own little financial journey. I did those cleats last year. Got a similar situation this year. I actually got a pair of cleats for you guys. I got a pair of cleats for the show. Yeah, gonna be signed game worn cleats from the show. I'm gonna get the equipment guys to send it over tomorrow for sure. But
that's what I'm talking about.
That's love. That's going in the Anvil. Like, we're gonna have to put that in the Anvil shrine. We are not raffling those.
Hold on now.
Nope.
Listen here, Clyde.
I spoken.
We always share our blessings, and this is one heck of a blessing. So I say we share it.
We'll talk about that offline.
No, we're going to talk about it right now, sir. Right now. Because as soon as you mentioned that, Z, I had an idea. Because I made a tweet last week that you was having a Pro Bowl year. And you are. You're having a killer year. I think you're leading the league in tackles now, right?
Yes, sir.
And last week when I made that tweet, you was second. So you jumped up on what was his name? Jordan something.
Jordan Brooks. Yeah, he had a bad week though.
Yeah. So anyways, what I want to do, Clyde, how about we do this? Anybody that sends us confirmation that they voted for Z to go into the Pro Bowl gets their name put into a raffle for those cleats.
Okay. We'll
sound good?
He ain't liking it. Oh, that's
yeah, he being greedy.
He's not a man.
But you know what? Let me.
But Clyde,
I'm being greedy. I'm an Omaha myself.
Clyde's on board, man. And the thing is, that's what we do. We as a group, we feel extremely blessed to be able to do what we do week in and week out, have the interactions with you guys week in and week out, and we share everything with people that follow us. So I can't think of a better way to share that blessing back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, I'm with it for sure.
Love. All right. 1,000. All right, man. So we're going to get into the round of questioning because we want to be able to at least have you answer one or two of the fans' questions. So I'm going to start with the question that we talked about briefly in the back room, man. But seeing how you are captain of the team, you're a leader. No Shaquille this year, really. So you've been the man, you and Bobby. Critical play in the fourth quarter. Big play. How do you take something like that on that PI and turn it into energy to motivate these guys and just push forward? I know that was a tough play for you.
Honestly, you got to treat it like anything. You got to treat the bad plays just like the good plays, take from it, learn from it. Once it happened, it was just like, all right, now I got to go make every play, so I'm just running around, just trying to be physical, trying to keep them out. But you just learn from it. You move on. Obviously one play don't define the game, but man, it was a tough one and it hurts. But man, definitely just like I said, learn from it, move on, be better. Just try to get these wins coming on.
That's what we like.
Can I give you my take on it?
Sure.
And correct me and please correct me if I'm ever wrong. But the way I seen it is that you spotted an undefended receiver and you tracked his ass down.
Nah,
is that the way it went, or was it a blown coverage?
It wasn't even a blown coverage. It was one of them situations where just scramble drill. He turns up, you run. It was just tough situation. Don't want to be in it, and I'm just hauling ass, trying not to give up that touchdown. That's really all I care. I'd rather give up the PI every day than the walk off touchdown because I just believe in our defense and just believe in our team. So. For me, it was just, man, we always talk about in our building, as a defense, just give us a blade of grass. Like just give us somewhere to stand and we'll defend it. That's what we say. So for me, it was just look, I knew it was going to be a tough situation, but I'm like, man, look, if you just give us somewhere to stand and we'll defend it no matter where it was. So, and we was battling to the end, and took them to the 4th down, then they didn't get into 3rd down again. So,
and you know what? It's been a crazy year, man, because when I was breaking down all of our wins, you guys, and this is no shot at the offense, you guys have closed out all the W's we got. You know what I mean? So when it was 4th and 2, man, like, bro, I'm telling you, like, I had all the confidence in the world. So I want to keep seeing y'all in that spot because that's what a playoff defense is going to be built around. Like, we can make that stop when we need to. But we didn't get it on Sunday, but I'm all for it, man. We keep pushing. For sure. All right, P, where you at on your question?
He answered my question, and I'm giving away the cleats. So go to country.
You had no football question. All right.
No,
all right,
trust me. Hey, we gonna circle back around, old Big P.
Where you at, country?
So this question actually comes from my wife, brother. She's just wanting to know with Shaq being on the sideline this year, you as a fellow captain, how you been feeling about leading that defense the way you've been this year?
Honestly, it's just been one of those situations where, I've always had a voice in the locker room, always been, had a role as a leader on our team. Just thankfully now, just being out there, every snap, having those opportunities to prove myself, having opportunities to really back up my words now on defense. And, just taking it, with pride, obviously, Shaq's my brother, love him out there, want him to be out there with me. Unfortunately, he's just been having, one of the craziest years of his career so far. But, we got to just keep rolling. We got to keep that moving. And, thankfully, I was just able to, to make some plays and just, keep things going.
Facts.
Awesome.
Facts. All right, we back to UP, or you want to and make sure that the fans know we're going to pull a couple random questions before Z got to go. So get them chatting in there so we can maybe bring up one of your questions.
You just announced it. If you got a question for Z, make it a good one, and we'll throw it up.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I'll start the second round with my question. All right, big dog, 4-6-1, man. And I know how it looks. We're looking up the mountain right now, but 4-6-1, and to me, the AFC is just all over the place right now. So we are not out. And I'll ask the easy but hard question. Got to go 1-0, but how do you guys focus on doing that each and every week? Like, how do you go 1-0 this week against Pittsburgh?
I just think you got to treat every battle like we say early. Every game is a must win because it's the next game. You know what I mean? So you just got to treat every game like, as what it is. We know in this league, the wins in November and December are the ones that really stick. Those are the ones that really matter. And it's about that time. I think we realized last year, the playoffs start weeks before the playoffs actually start. So I think it's the team that could quickly get themselves in that mindset and understand, to start playing, winning football late in the year. That's really going to matter. Honestly, it's just, just facing the foe. You can't really look too far ahead, man. You just got to, take what's in front of you. Coach Frank used to, I think in like 19, he used to compare the season to a mountain. And, the thing is, if you stand at the bottom of a mountain and you look up, it'll look insurmountable. But if you just start taking it, one hill at a time, one checkpoint at a time, before you know it, you end up breaking the whole thing down. So that's really just how I like to approach it. You know what I mean? And I don't really look at it as a mountain because we just got to win. We just got to win. You know what I mean? We win and we'll be exactly where we've been. And we didn't play the best teams in the league, allegedly. And win blow to blow, toe to toe, 12-round fight with them, and won few. So, I'm confident as ever in our team. We just got to, put these performances together and finish them out.
True that, man. I'm a season ticket holder, but I live in Vegas, so I flew in, and I am 0 for the side coming home this year.
Don't come home. Stay away, bro. Go out of here, bro. Stay over there, bro. Stay over there.
They gonna put your picture at Lucas Oil Stadium. No Clyde allowed.
Come on, man.
Get your wings, but don't come. Just stay where you need to be, bro.
Z not letting me in the building. Sorry, Z. I remember that, man.
It's actually, man, funny you said that because I'm from Philly, so I'm a Phillies fan. So I'm watching the World Series, and I'm like, man, I'm telling them, I'm like, I felt like every time I watched one of the games, we lost.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm gonna stop watching. So I was like, I wonder who the hell keep watching our games. They need to stop.
Now you know.
Come on, Z. I'm a fan. You see behind me, bro. I got a roof for y'all, man. That's cold-blooded. Okay.
He said root from home.
Crazy.
All right, let's take a question from Tyler.
All right,
It
what we
says,
got,
Z,
man?
what would you like to see as a team going forward?
For me, it would really just be that complete performance. I think that's just what everybody's looking for right now. Just to be able to put together that game, offense, defense, special teams. And it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to play a flawless game. But just start to build and move forward on that. That's really what I just looking forward to seeing, and hopefully we get that on Monday.
100.
Awesome. All right. I got another one here. Z, who's your favorite player growing up? Who do you model your game after?
Ooh, who my favorite player growing up? We talking just defensively, I'm assuming.
I think I'm gonna know if you're from Philly. I think I'm gonna know if it's a Philly person. But go ahead, big dog.
You gonna assume B Dog? That's what I'm assuming.
That's what I was gonna assume.
B Dog. I love B Dog, but see, it's actually crazy. I actually grew up when I was when I actually grew up. I actually grew up like a Giants fan. Like when I was young.
LT, baby.
I started playing. So my favorite player actually growing up was Michael Strahan.
Oh,
Yeah, and OC Umenyiora. Those are my favorite guys.
Yeah.
Growing up for me was my LT, Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I played the D line when I was in Little League, so I used to wear 72 as the OC. That was my guy back in the day. And then I got older, and I was like, I'm gonna just go all Philly because that's where I was from. And who do I model my game after? Honestly, I feel like my skill set and like what I'm good at is kind of a combination of a lot of guys. But guys that I do like watching, obviously, B Wags.
Okay.
I like to pick and choose other guys throughout the league. I love the way DeMario plays. Love the way Levante plays. And yeah, really, those guys obviously pick up stuff from our room. Took things from D Leonard, Bobby, Speed, all the guys, even A-Walk. So I'm just a student of the game for sure.
Yes, sir. Okay. Pat, you got a question or we got another one?
I do. You are coming up on possibly breaking the Colts season single tackle record, currently held by Shaquille. Is it giving you any thoughts, any more motivation? What's your thought process behind that?
Honestly, I didn't even know it until you just said that right now. I really wasn't even, I don't know, like as far as, leading the league in tackles and stuff, they asked me earlier this season. And, for me, would it be something dope to have on my jacket? I think it's awesome just to say you led the league in anything. But, more importantly, I'm just trying to play winning football, man. I'm just trying to impact these games, man. That's what I really feel like. I just want to go out there and be the best version of myself that I can be. And, I think, I just the way I like to play and fly around and hit people, that just, I end up having a whole lot of collisions. But at the end of the day, whatever I finish with, I'm already, I got goals for the season, but I ain't really too worried about it. If I do happen, that'll be awesome. That'll be great though.
Hey, you keep kicking me. You told me I can't come back, but I'm gonna keep starting you because I got you as my IDP and you got me 12 points.
Yes, sir.
But look, I'm gonna keep starting you even though I can't show up. But that's it's all good. What we got right here. Can you feel the energy that the fans have been seeing the last few games? And is that a credit to Jeff coming in? That's from my boy Steve.
Yes. First off, I will definitely say I gotta give the fans credit. Not that like my first couple of years in like 18 and 19, not that it was lackluster, but like this past season, like when we play at Lucas Oil, it be turned up. Like the fans really be going, and I really feed off of that. Like I feel like when we play at home, it just give me just a whole extra boost. Like just knowing that we in Lucas Oil. So definitely the fans definitely been super turned. But I will say it is a different energy on our team, and it is a credit to Jeff. I think sometimes when you just get a brand new perspective, into a situation, they could kind of tell you, what it is just from a third person point of view. It's like when your dad and your mom tell you something over and over and over again. And after a while, you be like, all right, whatever. And then your uncle come tell you, you be like, you know what, they might be right. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that's kind of how that works. But, for sure, Jeff just kind of bring that great energy, man. As a former player, as a Ring of Honor guy, he's done it at the highest of levels for as long as some of these guys have ever done. He's I don't even know if he got the gold jacket, but if it ain't, it's on the way. Obviously, he's just a great player. He's been amongst great teams. He's a leader of men. And I think just his energy and how he approaches the game is a lot to how we can relate to, because he know what it's like to be a savage in those trenches.
Facts. And I seen we are 4th in the league in noise this year. They did a little poll, and I think we were averaging somewhere around 102, 103 decibels. So yeah, at that last game, we was lit, man. We was lit for you.
We turned up out there.
What's up, Chris? What's up, Chris?
All right. Well, this is a good follow-up question in that. Can we, as an Anvil group, Anvil family, start a chant that's only for you defensive players, that where it's coming from and who it's coming from?
I mean, that's only
help get you guys fired up.
I mean, that'd be turned up. You know what I mean? Definitely like a rallying cry for
yes.
That'd be turned. Yeah, I mean,
right, we gotta figure something out. Let's post it and get something sparky, get something litty.
Yeah, and then you can pass it on to everybody else. Hey, if you hear this chant, this is coming from the fam.
We in 446, man. That's kind of up there, but you just gotta find it. 446.
If I hit the point, just know I'm hollering at y'all.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Awesome.
Right, let's get a few more before we got to get him out of here, man. I know.
Okay, here's a good one from Adam J. What was your favorite sport, non-football related, growing up or at current?
Oh, I actually wanted to quit football for a while to play baseball when I was like in 6th grade. I was a fat kid when I was younger, and I was tired. And I played pound ball. I was tired of losing weight and not being able to eat lunch with my classmates in school. So I wanted to play baseball because I ain't had to lose weight. But I actually really did enjoy it. I was pretty good too. But football was definitely my calling.
All right. Favorite cheesesteak spot in Philly?
Del Sandro's.
Del Sandro.
Yeah. Not Sal's, huh?
Salt, pepper, ketchup, mayonnaise, fried onions, and mustard.
All right, one more from Adam J, because this is second.
Adam. That's a different Adam.
No, it's not. Trust me. I know our followers.
Mm-hmm.
Just drink your crown and. All right, I'm sorry. Anyway, what do you love most about the city?
Oh man, I would probably just say it's really becoming like a true host city. It's like the city is built to host like the coolest events. Like I went to that college football national championship last year. That was probably the coolest thing I ever been to. Like It was weird, like an SEC championship game basically in our stadium. Like, but it was turned. We was out there with the fans. It was just like a great environment. Like, you know what I mean? And then just all the different things that the city has going for it. So if it's like that downtown, it's just like perfect, for a lot of these type of events. To me, I just think that's super cool. Like that's iconic to Indianapolis, in my opinion.
Facts. We got 2 more primetime games, 2 more Monday night games. Now the last one, the league kind of like shot us a lot of hate, that Denver game on Thursday night. So I hope y'all boys turned up so we don't gotta listen to that noise. They was like, the worst game ever. We won that, so I wasn't trying to hear it, but
yeah, look, as long as you go undefeated, it don't matter.
Facts, big facts.
Now, before we go to this question from Tyler, Z, I'm going to invite you. I'm hosting a bowling charity event for the Started Up Foundation on December 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make it out and sign Tyler something?
December 16th. That's a Friday?
That's a Friday.
Yeah, for sure. What time?
4:30 to 6:30.
Yeah, I should be able to make it. Yeah, I'll get out there and I'll sign my man Tyler some.
All right.
Got a shout out to the Q's guys.
Tyler, there you go. You can't ask for more than that. You say you've been wanting something signed by this man. I got him in a place at a time and a location. Now it's up to you to get there. If not, I don't want to hear another thing about you not getting nothing signed.
Facts. Big facts.
So anyway, to fill everybody in, if you don't know what the Started Up Foundation is or Innovate Within, it's a nonprofit organization that teaches innovation to high school students. They also host the largest pitch competition in the state of Indiana, and I believe the country. Don, if you're still on here, correct me if I'm wrong on anything, but Don Wettrick is the founder of this foundation. He's an old high school friend of mine, super guy. And so us as an Anvil is doing this charity bowling event to raise money for that organization so he can continue fostering these young minds in the way of entrepreneurism. Think about it. If you know somebody that owns a business, they ain't got nobody to ask questions to how to fix this problem or how to overcome this hurdle. As a business owner, you have to figure it out on your own. And basically that's what he teaches these kids. Now, if they want to continue on with their entrepreneurial journey, he fosters that too. But if you just want to learn and have that mindset, it's definitely going to propel you in life, having the right mindset. And Don and his foundation does that. I can't speak any higher for this organization and Don than what I already have. So if you look at the comments, I posted an Eventbrite link. If you want to sign up now, you can go through that link, sign up. We got 40 lanes to fill, so there's only 240 spots. Zaire just committed on being there. I think Kylan Granson might be able to make it out, maybe even Bobby Okereke, but I don't have definite confirmation on those guys yet. But in Zaire, correct me if I'm wrong, but those are hell of a dudes that will help an organization out like that. So fingers crossed that they can make it out, and the more the merrier. We're going to have we're going to try to get a bunch of signed stuff from the organization, do some raffle offs. And as soon as I start getting those in, we'll post more about, what items we got to raffle off, come out, meet Z, shake some hands with the leading tackler in the NFL, captain of your Indianapolis Colts. Come on. This is going to be lit.
Yeah.
That's dope. It's dope. Z, I know we only got you for a few more minutes, man, but is there anything you want to say before you get out of here and go on with your evening?
Man, just appreciate y'all's support, both the Anvil Show and all the fans out there and all the family, man. Definitely just know it's been a hell of a season up and down. It's really been a hell of a last 5 years since I've been here, tell you the truth. But look, man, just know we rocking, just know we going hard, man. I'm out there giving every single thing I got, every single play for you guys, man, to put on for the city and, just try to bring one home for us. So, man, just keep supporting us, and I'm going to keep going hard as I can, fellas. So, that's all I got.
I appreciate that, man. I won't be there Monday night, so.
We're going to win. We're going to win, Z. You got his ass to stay home.
Wait a minute. Did he say God bless me, bro? Z. All right, man. You with the smoke, bro.
Yeah,
That's
Don confirmed it is the biggest high school pitch competition in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hell of an organization right there, doing a lot of good for a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Don does work with Bobby and Kenny too, right?
Bobby, I know for sure. I think Kenny off and on.
Yeah. So,
but I don't want to speak for him, so.
Facts. All right, man.
All right, Z, any final words of wisdom you want to give to the youth as they start climbing their mountains in the chosen fields?
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Do your best, man, I guess, and just keep your head high to the finish. See it through, Just trust yourself, believe in yourself, and shoot for the stars. Try to go for be the greatest. Give it your best and don't give yourself no excuses. That's all I got.
1,000.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right. Country been kind of quiet. Did we run you over, man?
No, just letting y'all do your thing, brother.
You got any closing remarks for Z before he gets out of here?
Z, I just want to speak on, everybody on here tonight. Just thank you for all the effort you put forward, brother. We appreciate it day in and day out. We appreciate y'all every week, man. Just know that we're here to support y'all in any way we can.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Not just you, but everybody on the organization. with the roller coaster ride we've had this year, you guys still coming out and fighting like there's no quitting you. Come on, man! Every one of you guys out there with the horseshoe gets an applause.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. You guys be blessed. Like I said, you see me point out to the stars. Just know I'm giving a shout out to the guys.
Now we had somebody suggest peanut as our chant.
Peanut. Why
like
peanut?
The peanut punch?
I think we got to come up a little bit more.
I think
original.
so too.
He said, "No."
I'm just reading comments.
Let's keep that cooking. Let's keep that in the pressure cooker.
We got you, big dog. Even though you want me to
got you.
Nah, I want you there. Here you go. He like, yeah, let that go. Now, come on.
I'm a diehard, man. I'm a diehard since 84 when y'all got there, bro. I mean,
yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
But nah, it's all right. I'm gonna keep it cool, man. All right.
Well, we are. It's all love. All right, fellas.
All right, man. Appreciate
you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Z. Thank you so
I'll
much.
see you on the 16th.
Alrighty. Peace.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Awesome stuff.
How friggin' cool was that, gentlemen?
Yes. Round 2 was Zaire. He was definitely more comfortable this time. Yeah. All right, man. Let's go ahead and break down the game now. Okay. Well, y'all seen we were not afraid to ask the tough questions, right? When it came to the game.
There was a couple of guys that asked questions about the coaching change and things like that. You guys, I purposely left those questions out. So if you want to be mad at me. But I didn't want to bring down the vibe of what was going on here. This was an absolute blast to having him on. He was laughing, we was laughing, and that might have been a sour subject for him, and I didn't want to bring that up. And I'm sure 1,000 reporters has already asked those questions 1 billion damn times. And you guys know us. We're fans like you guys, and we like to get to know our players on a more of a personal level. So that's why I left those questions out about the coaching change and the locker room and things like that. So don't be mad at me. It was a gut call that I made.
Okay. Now, breaking down the game, man. So we'll start with the great stuff. Defense, they held their own, right? We are used to way back in the day during the Peyton Manning years, we had a bend but don't break defense. This defense doesn't play like that. This defense was making plays, creating turnovers, making big stops. But sometimes, the levee breaks, so to speak. And that's what happened at the end of the game. So I'm not upset at the defense. In all actuality, I'm not really upset with the offense. I just feel like there was maybe some second guessing when it came to some play calling. Didn't see that against the Raiders, but seemed like we saw a little bit of that. We came out hot, came out strong, ran it right down their throat, scored on our first drive. First time all year we got points on our first drive. So it's got look at Greg. Hey man, let me live on these cleats, Greg. Damn. But anyway, but yeah, we go down there, we punch it in, and and the game had a feel of, oh shit, we about to dominate. And then at some point, like we wasn't able to run the ball no more, and the play calling got a little choppy. And it seemed like we were just kind of falling into that fourth quarter trap. In most games we've lost, with the exception of getting shut out against Jacksonville, it's been a fourth quarter letdown. So that's kind of my synopsis of the game in a whole. I don't want to go line by line. But we'll start with you, Country. What was your synopsis of the game?
I think, overall, I wasn't totally disappointed in the game, brother. Honestly, I mean, there was obviously some calls like that Matt Ryan face mask call toward the end there. It kind of hurt us. But, then that tragic call with Z and then the missed field goal. But overall, I mean, the play calling, I think some things were out of Frank Reich's playbook. I'm not going to lie. There were certain things that reminisced there shortly after that. So, but I mean, overall, I wasn't disappointed. I think we fought hard. The defense fought hard. Offense did what they could. The Eagles just came to play. And, with this being Coach Saturday's second game, and then Parks being this only his second game as a play caller, I think we did good. I think we overall did good. Could we have done better? Absolutely. But with the circumstances, I think we went toe to toe with the best team in the league. We led most of the game. I can't be disappointed in that. I really can't. Just sad about the loss, obviously, but overall, we can get better from here.
Pat, your thoughts on your synopsis?
Stupid mistakes. Stupid mistakes. Should never miss that field goal. Z should have turned around, looked for the ball. And that's just name a few. But there was other just we beat ourselves in that game. The Eagles did not beat us. I'm telling you that right now. We beat ourselves. So you can't be mad at anybody but ourselves because it was our mistakes that should not have been made.
Right.
That field goal should have went through. It wasn't like it was a 62-yarder and you're crossing your fingers and praying that it goes in. No, that wasn't the case. It was what, a 35-yarder?
No, it was longer than that.
Was it? I don't remember. But anyways, it was a very, very makeable field goal.
Oh yeah,
so we'll agree with that one.
It was like 47 or something like that.
Yeah,
and Zaire's penalty, yeah, it cost a lot of yardage. Shouldn't have happened. He's a better defender than that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was looking at it, that's what I seen, and that's why I put a second question to that as far as did he see an open receiver and he was trying to close the gap, because that's the way I seen it.
Right.
But no, it was his man, and he started sprinting, and Z turned and went with him.
Yep.
So yeah, it was just stupid mistakes. Get rid of that, and that game's ours.
Yeah, I'll also say consistency too. Like, you don't and that's what Jeff is going to do. He's going to hold people accountable. Well, we were talking in the stands, and it's like Big Q was getting worked out a little bit in the fourth quarter. Like
he was.
Like, he stood up.
He got mauled there. That last sack that was on Matt Ryan. Absolutely got mauled.
And maybe, like the way he's played over the first 5 years or 4.5, almost 5 full years, we have just been accustomed to him not ever being put on anybody's highlight tape. He's the one that's making the highlight. But I mean, ever since the ankle last year, and then he had some back issues and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I won't say he hasn't been the same because I think that's too aggressive. But just knowing that the left side is a for sure hole, and the left side is a for sure 10-yard push down the field, like that's not what I'm seeing. And we talked about it. Perhaps it's those guys, him, Kelly, and Braden, trying to make up for the interchangeable pieces. But sometimes you still got to be like, look, we got to make this play. We want to make this 1 yard, and we're gonna make it. I mean, he's the one that started the RDTB or RTDB, run the damn ball. That's his slogan, and so in those 3rd and shorts, like we are expecting to get that yard. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. And I think some of that played into the game too. I was very surprised that yeah, exactly, Tyler. I was very surprised that we couldn't get those, especially after how we played against the Raiders and the way we started the game. I mean, I think JT had 50 yards in the first quarter. So I'm sitting there thinking like, yo, bro, shit. I mean, I know the Eagles stink at their defensive line hasn't been great, and they've been giving up a ton of rushing yards. But I'm like, I think you were saying, Country, this might be a 150 day for JT. The way the first quarter looked, I said, shit, I won't say that you won't, but to say he had 50 in the first and ended with 84, he only got 34 yards over the next, 3 quarters. And he's at the end of the first quarter, he was averaging like 6.3. I think he ended at 3.4 or something like that. So 22 for 84 was his final numbers, and not a lot of work out the backfield as far as, the passing game went. And it's just like, I don't understand the negative yardage plays that we purposely draw up, like the 3 or 4 yard pass behind the line of scrimmage play. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. We need to just scrap all those, scrap all screens, scrap all. Like, I'm not throwing you the ball unless you've already crossed, the line of scrimmage. Like all that, throw it behind the back of or throw it behind the line of scrimmage and hope. No, I'm not with that.
Yeah, I hope there's some green field ahead.
Yeah.
We just don't have the blocking right now or the speed, to do those behind this, line of scrimmage plays right now. I mean, we don't have a Debo Samuel that can get us out of there like that. You know what I'm saying? So
what was that one play that Q pulled on and JT was right behind him, hand in the back, and we're like, God, they got to do that every friggin' play. Do you remember that one, Country?
I do. That was one of his first quarter runs, I think. I mean, it was one of the strong sided runs, behind Braden Smith and Big Q there. So, yeah, I remember that. That was probably like one of his biggest runs.
Yeah, that was another thing, Tyler. You're right. There was no early on. I mean, I don't even think it happened to maybe late third, early fourth. Like, we were refusing to go downfield. And I get it. I know, Darius Slay is over there. James Bradbury is over there. But, I mean, Tyler Heineke went down the field last week or the week before on them. You know what I mean? So I'm like, shit, give them a shot. Like, damn, Matt, give them a shot. Give them a shot. Now, they were playing some too high safety and stuff like that, so I get it. But, from a, 15-year pro who by the time before he exited being the starter, he was leading the league in interceptions and turnovers in general. I see a little bit of questioning himself. You know what I mean? A little bit of, should I make this play or not? Should I attempt this or not? And I think that may be something he's got to work out in his mind. He can't be afraid to go downfield. He can't be afraid to make the big play. He just can't. So,
you think he's pulling? Do you think he's pulling back, Clyde, or do you really think he's just sticking to the script of what plays being called?
Nah, man.
And that it's parts and Saturday not letting him zip it down because at training camp we seen him throw that damn ball. We know he can throw the friggin' ball.
But the only thing I can test to that, Big P, is like I think he's afraid to injure that shoulder further with that grade 2 shoulder separation.
Oh, see, I didn't even think about the injury.
Yeah.
I just thought he was being more cautious. I mean, because
there was a time where he would not bomb it, but he would dart it downfield 20, 25 yards. But now we're seeing him throw 10 or 15 yards. So I just think he's scared about re-injuring that shoulder early. He's trying to keep going, for the longevity of the season. God bless him, but I just think that shoulder's really starting to hurt him still. I think it's aching a little bit.
I mean, it could be. I'm looking at his last 2 games, right? So correct me if I'm wrong, but the Raider game, he was something like, let's call it 23 for 28. This game, he was 21 for 32, both games around 220 yards. So what that's saying is for the amount of completions he's getting, those are right? Like he's averaging a little bit more than 10 yards a completion if you just break it down, 20-something completions and, 10.2 yards, 11, whatever. So I think, like I said, I think he's taking the more sure bets and he's not putting himself in situations to get a bad pick and things like that. Because we seen early on, they came out and they hit Michael Pittman twice, 2 beautiful like crossers. And I'm like, bro, like that shit is here. That shit is there. And then, late in the game, we were able to get pairs on a nice, post route. I'm like, yo, that shit is there. Or flag route, whatever you want to call it, flag route. But I'm just saying, like, early on in the game, everything is right at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage or whatever. And then it's like there's plays when it's 3rd and 6 and our guys running 4 yards. What is that about? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What is that about? And the tight end play, which is something that I felt Matt Ryan would definitely, capitalize on because that's what he's done his whole career. We're not getting that, man. I mean, let's go back to the days of Algie Crumpler. Let's go back to the days of course, Tony Gonzalez. And even last year, Kyle Pitts, for the 1 year he had him, I'm like, bro, Granson. And I know Jelani's been out a couple days or a couple games. And Mo Alley, I'm thinking, bro, they should be eating. Those dudes are big and strong. And I'm like, bro, where's that shit at?
And after the Vegas, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, baby.
But after the Vegas game, when we saw an uptick in the tight end usage, I was really expecting that to carry over into the Eagles game, and I was really surprised that it wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, okay, we got that young offensive mind. He's going to start utilizing these tight ends after that Vegas game, and then they really didn't. That was pretty disappointing to me.
See, that's the thing, though. It was there. Mo Alley caught that Granson pass in the beginning of the game, where he got pretty good yardage, after completion. And then Mo Alley Cox with that deep first down pass. It was there, but they didn't take advantage of it. I mean, the tight ends are open because all these teams are expecting this bad offensive line, to have backup in the tight ends. But once they're open, they're open. And Matt, for some reason, Matt Ryan is just not seeing that like he used to in the past. With Kyle Pitts and Anthony Gonzalez, because he really relied on them guys. It's hard to decipher why. I don't know if he's just going by playbook or he's going by what he sees. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. And that's just, going back, I didn't say this while Zaire was on, but, Stephon Gilmore made a comment, yesterday and was like, we should have stepped on their throat. And it's just like, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. If the defense is like getting you multiple possessions, we come right out the gate, bro, in the third quarter and get a strip sack. And we got 18, 20 yards to go in, and that turns into a field goal because you come out with some very modest, sure of ourselves plays instead of running. Like, let's be aggressive here. Like Peyton Manning was absolutely fucking ruthless. And he was notorious for, you just gave me a turnover. I don't care where we at. I'm taking a shot. So 18 and in or 20 and in red zone, whatever, you can still take a shot. Give me a nice fade route, give me a double move, stack some receivers, do something, because guess what? They're probably expecting a JT type drive here. All right, let's see if we can get JT in from the 20. Let's just run our traditional counter plays and stuff like that. And that was the shit that was very Frank Wright-ish.
Yeah.
Where we didn't look like that against Oakland. Parks was like, shit, I'm loose. And you know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't. And then did y'all see we actually ran what the hell was that? It's like a double fake reverse pass thing when we're in the red zone. I was like, what the hell is that? Like you faked it to JT, then faked it to Paris, and then try to turn around and throw it to somebody. I was like, bro, we hit like the 7 or the 10, maybe. I don't know. Why was that the play call? What the fuck was that? That was when Ryan got sacked.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I said that in the stands to you though. Like when the time got to it, like it's like now it's just right now it's foot on the throat. We got to go for the throat right now.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, Matt. Usually, Pat.
I think the average is like 2.8 seconds
that he's getting the ball out.
That's the average for any QB in the NFL.
Okay, but
it all depends on lineup. Are they under center? Are they shotgun? Is it is it a screen pass? Is it deep pass? There's a lot of variables in it, but I think Matt, the average is 2.8.
2.8. Okay,
and I could be wrong. I'm not. Don't take that to the grave.
All right. Well, I think we've recapped the game, man, and in every game does not translate. I've had these conversations with so many people, and what I mean by that is, it's like boxing. They say styles make fights, right? Like. You're playing against 1 week, you're playing against a 4-3 team. The next week, just like we're doing right now, we're playing against a 3-4 team when Pittsburgh comes to town. Whole different game plan. And so the reason why I say that is because you're lining up with the same players. So we can say what we think we need to do. We can focus on some of their weak areas and so on and so forth. But ultimately, I think it starts with a very, very, very common goal for every player. Win my battle. So if I'm a lineman, beat the guy in front of me. If I'm a receiver, get open, beat the corner in front of me. If I'm a running back, don't take a negative run today. Like I think that's how it starts. Is if everybody on a team is focused on their individual job,
the small tangibles will do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Then the project will build, and at the end of the day, we'll have the success that we want. But it starts with accountability, and it's just like, and that's another thing we didn't talk about with Z. But bro, there's a lot of missed tackles out there. Like those one arm, you got loose from me because I only hit you with a shoulder pad type thing. Man, Tyler, look, I was telling no, I'm not putting nobody under the bus. I'm gonna just say, all right, you got it, big dog. But the boy down at the bottom right there, never mind. You know what? Don't even.
Hey. You just said it. I tried to, and you were like, "No, let me call this dude real quick." And then he never responded. And it was like an hour later, and then I was like, "Yeah, exactly." Yeah, no. Don't you even go there with me.
Before I
Don't
said
you-
that, I said let him know. He was like, "Oh, I ain't did it yet." We was out here taking Anvil shots, getting hype. Country was out here wilding out. So yeah, bro. Like,
Oh, I was wilding out. You're the one screaming at everybody.
there's shit. We had some activity though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so I did my job.
And then all of a sudden it came about, oh, did you call Tyler? Oh shit. Okay.
Okay, we definitely broke down. We definitely broke down the game, man. But there's one last thing I'm about to throw at y'all boys. So let's go ahead and move on to this last topic.
Let's go.
This guy.
This motherfucker, right?
This guy.
There. That's all I can
What
say.
in the hell?
Until that, I had respect for that man.
Sheesh. If you have not seen it, so there's a clip. So when they scored that last touchdown,
I was saying
he turned around, went to the crowd there and was like, that shit was for Frank. And then he went on to his presser after the game and was like, you don't want to know my real thoughts about how I feel when it comes to what happened here in Indy, but he still should be the coach. So I get it. There's people all over the country, people all in the football atmosphere that feel as if, Frank should still be here. Then there's, of course, people who feel like, yeah, it was his time to go. But to hear that from another coach so passionately, so vehemently, like he meant what he said. And then it would further break down because he was like, look, I got mentors and he's one of them. Right. And I think that too much personal feeling was then into it. It's like he took it personal. And I get it. His team won and we can't take that away from him. It is what it is. A W is a W. There's no moral victories. But are you not disrespecting who our coach is now? What was that handshake like? I don't know. Was you kind of just blowing him off like, F you, Jeff, you stole somebody's job. Like, this is what happens in football. And believe me, he will not be the last Philadelphia Eagles coach, because if they come down off of this, stratosphere that they're on and they become a very maligned team in the next 3-4 years, guess who will be getting fired? It's a business, right?
Yep.
So that's how I felt. But when I felt all that passion and personal shit in it, I was like, well, why didn't you shit? Well, maybe you're going to hire him as something on your staff next year. But just to hear it like that kind of was upsetting. I was like, dude, what the nerve of this guy? So
And I'll tell you right there, if I was there, I'm just going to say 3 words. Cause and effect, jackass. That's more than 3 words. But anyways, our offense started going downhill when you left. So if you want to blame anybody for Frank Reich getting fired, blame your motherfucking self. Fuck you. Fuck you, Nick Sirianni. And I usually don't talk like this on this show because it is family oriented. And I apologize if I offended anybody. But fuck you, Nick Sirianni. Talking about my organization like that.
Damn.
Hey,
follow that country.
Hey, I'm just saying, I agree with a lot of Big P saying. It's like, hey, you know what? If it wasn't for a missed field goal and a PI call in your favor, you wouldn't have fucking shit in that damn stadium on Sunday.
And you wouldn't have shit to say either.
That defense was mauling your fucking ass the whole fucking game, dude.
Wow.
Just go.
We held one of the
somewhere.
highest scoring NFL teams this year to 17 fucking points. Fuck you, Nick Sirianni. You didn't do shit. We let you win. Our mistake gave you that W. You didn't win that damn game. We gave that shit to you. Now take your fucking mouth back to Philly and be a little bitch that you are. Talking about my organization.
Bruh.
I'm telling you right now, my daughter took my phone when I told her I was going to go off on Twitter. She goes, no, Dad, don't do it. Because I was about to friggin' go off.
Oh, my God.
I always said it was because of Nick Sirianni why when he left. But you know what? It's just, after all that, just fuck him.
Yo.
He's an NFL coach. I'll give him the respect that he had, that he deserves as an NFL coach.
He don't get nothing. He lost it all. Fuck him.
But you know what though? I will say it. I'll be honest when honesty is due. That was uncalled for to any organization. So you know what? Just Fuck off.
Oh,
Just fuck off.
wait a minute, bro. Okay. let me just
While you're digesting all this, country, read this, please.
Oh, Craig. What
That's
you got
not how
for
you
me?
spell maze, though, Craig.
What?
Me.
Dude, he's from Salem, Indiana, bro. Give him a break. Anyway, what he said, we need to give Big Country a special thanks this time of the year for his people showing us maize, aka corn. Well,
I don't know what that means.
not particularly, but okay.
I don't know what Craig is talking about. But yo, I had to Pat. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that's horse shit, man.
Dude, you okay?
No, I'm not. And the thing is, I'm still a fan of Frank Reich. I'm still a fan of Frank Reich.
Okay, Pat.
But to come out and talk about my organization like that, nah, dude, you got it all fucked up. Because our offense started going downhill when you left. So if anybody's the reason that Frank got fired, you are. You left your mentor. He went downhill. He lost his job in the line. It ain't no fucking conspiracy out there. It's part of the business. If you ain't winning, you're gone. What does the NFL stand for? Not for long. If you win,
football league, but we'll take that one too.
Bruh.
Okay, man. Let's move the hell on before you lose it. All right. Okay, man. Here we got 5 minutes of Q&A before final thoughts. Here we go. Actually, I do, man. Tyler, yes, I do not have the Steelers tickets. They have been claimed. So no, Tyler, I don't have those. But
first and foremost,
the first question up: do I have? Are my tickets accounted for? They are. Yeah, man. You know, like, and here's the thing, bro. I'm not trying to knock. You cannot knock teams whose records say what they are. But we've seen this a couple times over the last few years. I mean, we've seen it with Tennessee, and they thought they were somebody. Nope. We've seen it with Pittsburgh a few years ago. They thought they were somebody. Nope. Seen it with the Cardinals last year. The Cardinals like 9-0 last year. They barely squeaked into the playoffs, and then they got smacked. All I'm simply stating is nothing about the Philadelphia Eagles team coming into the season said, oh my God, they're going to be 9-1 after 11 weeks in their bye. Nothing said that. Now, you do what you do, and so now your record is what it is, and so you get respect there. But they have had a very weak schedule, right? And they've won the games they're supposed to. Simply put, I'm not knocking. I'm not trying to be a hater. But it's just like sometimes the records get carried away. And I get it. That's what you have.
Weren't they supposed to beat Washington?
I mean, they were. Okay. But they beat them the first time. I mean, but it's like a division game. We're supposed to beat Jacksonville every time we step on the field, right? We really don't have a leg to stand on there. Like, we're supposed to, whoop their ass every time. So
look,
here we go.
So I mean, with that being said, Clyde, I got to throw this out there. So we were, not to get too personal, but we were standing in line at the restroom. You remember this? And then we heard this arrogant Eagles fan was just like, he's like, I'm not going to, he's like, because everyone was like cheering and whatever. He's like, I'm not going to cheer for beating a mediocre team.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah. That was a bit wild because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, bro, I get what you're saying. And again, the records are what they are, but you're 9-1, but you're not like they're not a dominant team. To me, they're just not a dominant team.
No, and it showed that like the schedule, their schedule has been weak all year. It's games that they should win. You know what I'm saying? So to come against us, like we're supposed to be, I mean, I know it's kind of backing up what he's saying a little bit, but I mean, we were supposed to be that dominant team that they're supposed to threaten, and we are. That defense held them to 17 fucking points, bro.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that ain't gonna win you. 17 points ain't gonna win you a playoff game.
I mean, it might, Pat.
Nah. I've been watching football a long time. It
has.
ain't gonna do it.
Okay. All right. So is he talking about Reggie's like letter to Frank? Is that what you're talking about, Adam? I don't know what do you
Do
mean?
y'all think Reggie was mad at Jeff or something? What?
What is that about? Further that question.
Maybe not trusting his receivers or something.
I
Did
think.
I
I mean,
miss
I
it?
was. I was gonna say.
Little deeper, Adam.
I know. I missed something because I mean, he was. He was not mad about the Jeff Saturday hiring, but he was like, if they asked me to head coach, I'd be like, well, hell yeah, that's all. That's what I know. So I don't think it's about that.
I don't know what. Yeah, Adam
He says no. Reggie was up in Jeff's ear in the end of the game.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch that either.
Yeah,
I
missed
didn't
that
either.
big dog. I mean, I'm not sure. I do know.
Maybe they were talking about supper plans. Not sure.
I do know that a lot of people had something to say when it came to what Reggie came out and said last week. He kind of like left that letter to Frank, or it was a message to Frank. It basically was stating like, hey, look, I let you down from my perspective and this and that. And I think that shows some respect toward Frank, because hey, he gave Reggie his first coaching job, right? And I mean, there's accountability all over the field, both players and coaches. But I think if you look at your position, whether you're that player or that coach, and you're like, look, we're not where we want to be, I think you have to somewhat take some of the brunt of that, right? Like, so maybe he felt as if he played into that, and I think that's just showing, mutual respect. Because he was like, look, if I knew it was gonna be this bad or something like that, how it go? He said, if it was gonna be this bad,
Here, it's on the screen.
I wouldn't have took the job. Where's it at? Yeah. If he knew it was going to happen, he wouldn't have taken the job. So that's what I was getting at. So I think that's just him being humble and saying, I didn't come here to be mediocre, and I definitely didn't come here to, be a part of the reason somebody loses their job. And like, I get it, man. It's a tough business. It is. And people get wrapped up in the people around them, right? Like, that's your head coach until he's not. And then that's what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, they also consider each other friends, and I mean, they're both passionate football players at the end of the day. So Reggie maybe seen something. It's just like back in the day with Peyton Manning going off on Jeff Saturday. It was all passion. There's nothing personal. They made that clear eventually.
yeah.
Because Peyton Manning clearly forgot he was mic'd up, but it's all passion. That's probably what we've seen. Reggie seen something, and he went to Jeff, didn't like what he saw, and the passion came out. That's just as simple as that. We can't automatically assume it's bad blood between the two coaches. I think it's simply just passion, especially that they're familiar with one another.
And if you think about it, it's actually a good thing.
It is. It's a great thing.
Because Reggie's a hell of an offensive-minded guy.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't, he convey what he's seeing to the head coach? Because maybe the head coach isn't seeing what somebody else is seeing. And that's what I like about what Jeff Saturday has said and done so far, is that he says, I'm staying in my lane. Actually, I still got the video. Do you want me to play it?
Well, I mean, you kind of cued it, Pat. So
Oh no, we're going.
I felt very at peace. I felt like we had a really good plan in place. I felt like all the men who I had talked about empowering and giving them ability to do what they can do exceptionally well, they all stepped up. And so I knew what my role was, and I was going to execute my role to the best of my ability, and I was going to allow all of those men to do the same. And they stepped up, man, and it's an incredible day. And
there you go.
Absolutely.
So maybe that's what he's asking out of his coordinators. Hey, if you see something, bring it to me. Hey, if you see this, bring it to me. Don't worry about nobody else. Bring me that shed. We're on this together. Maybe that's what Reggie was doing.
Yeah, maybe he just came to him extra passionately. You know what I mean? Like he's been seeing it all game, and he's like, bah, 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 whatever it was, just getting passionate about it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta look at this too, right, bro? Like one thing that we have complained about for multiple years with Frank Wright is that he always seemed to be one-sided and in one thought process the entire game, and that's what the offense is doing or not doing.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff is everywhere. Jeff knows. When I say knows, I'm not talking about like he's a guru, but he knows where we are in the game for what he needs to be focused on. So he's locked in on defense when we're on defense. He's locked in on offense when we're on offense. Special teams, he's talking to those guys too. So that's what you want. You want a coach to not fall into the trap of, well, this is what I know. And this is
Analytics
what I'm gonna
say
do. Yeah. Like Jeff is the offensive line, so we could very well see him totally focusing on them. Like every time they run off the field, he's like, hey, you should have blocked this. You should have went this way. You should have went that way, on and on and on. But he seems to be only 2 games under his belt, operating in a sense of I am in control of everything around me. And that's what we need from our head coach, simply put.
absolutely.
So,
And
1-1 in 2 games, I'm okay with that.
And I truly believe that's what the head coach's role is.
Yeah.
It's not to know everything. It's not to be the smartest guy in the room, but it's to build around you that can make you successful. And he's doing it. So and I'm sorry, you guys, I didn't see Reggie and Jeff's ear, but in my humble opinion, to me, that's what Reggie was doing, was what his head coach told him to do. Hey, if you see something, fucking let me know. Don't hold it. Don't keep it to yourself, guys. Come on. We're a team here. We win together. We lose together.
And that's one thing I got to say, bro. Like, let's be realistic. I know we are fans, and being fans, we cut off the end of that word, and that sometimes makes us fanatics, or we become fanatical. And what I'm talking about is going into the game, you want to believe my team is in the game. We have an opportunity to win this game. That's how you want to feel. And I think this team is playing like that now. And we still got some tough ones ahead. I know the fucking Vikings got mollywopped, but we still got them. We got the Cowboys who just mollywopped them. So we got them. Both of them are on the road. And the reason why I'm even bringing this up is because we got to sometimes be humble and honest. No, we do not have the most talented offense in the NFL. No, we don't have the very best defense in the NFL. And no, we don't have the greatest coaching staff in the NFL. But we have a bunch of guys, a group of guys that are showing us, with the exception of maybe 2 games, Jacksonville and New England, that they're going to be here to fight. They're going to be here to put themselves in an opportunity, or put themselves in position to have the opportunity, I should say, to come out with the W. And that's where we have to be as fans with this team. We cannot be, fanatics and think that, we're supposed to go in there and win these games. And sometimes being overconfident in the team that you love puts you in a bad position. Do we want to beat the Eagles? Yes. Should we have beat the Eagles? Yes. But again, I'm not calling the Eagles, crowning them champs, but they're now 9-1 for a reason. They've closed those games out all year. We are 4-6-1 for a reason. We haven't closed those games, right? Not all. So let's just stay there. Like this, they're gelling, and we're not out of this because thankfully this year, the AFC East, though there's a couple of there's 1 8-2 and a couple 7-3s and some bunch of 6-4s. But coming into last week, think about this. Coming into last week, the entire AFC East was in the playoffs. If the playoffs started last week, like that's not real. Like the entire AFC East would have been in there. And I'm not preying on other teams' downfalls or something like that. But all I'm saying is that 6th and 7th spot when it comes to week 18, if we do what we're supposed to, we'll be in the talk for that. If we were to win out, shit, we're 10-6-1. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So am I being a fanatic like I just talked about? No, I'm not contradicting myself, but I'm just saying this team, if they keep playing like they've been showing us, we're going to probably end with more W's than L's. Because before, and I'm not trying to shit on Frank Reich either, but I feel like some of our fucking victories were better lucky than good, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just like, bro, I mean, we won, but shit. I mean, you just go back to the Broncos game. That was a shit show. Right? Even the Chiefs game. Defense played their ass off and had to make the play to win it. But the offense didn't do much to help them. And Patrick Mahomes was driving to win. So better lucky than good sometimes is the story of the earlier part of the year. But
what you're saying football. Is there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
Take it easy. Take it easy, Jim Carrey.
So you're telling me I got a chance.
Slap easy.
You motherfucker.
So what needs to happen to get in? All right, too easy, Tyler. We got to win. And teams that are the normal teams got to be the normal teams. The Jets got to stop bullshitting because they are not a 64 team. I mean, fuck, they averaged 2.2 inches last week. You just take that for whatever you want to take it as. So if you average 2.2 inches, not yards, inches per play in the second half of a game, yeah, you're supposed to lose that game. So the Jets got to go be the Jets, right? So Jets start doing Jets shit. And, I think the rest will fall into the order it's supposed to be. So if we make the playoffs, we're a 7th seed.
Maybe that's what that woman said about Zach Wilson.
Wow. Okay. Now
2.2 inches.
I mean, and with that, we get way too explicit here. Fire away, big dog.
All right, Clyde, we'll get into you first because P, I already know what your final thoughts are going to be, and you were cut off tonight, sir.
First off, Patrick, my final thoughts, you motherfucker. Couple things on air. We gonna stop fighting, okay? We'll talk about what we gonna do with some shit off air. Number one. Number two, and country, you were in the group chat today. What did he say not to do until the first? Yeah,
we talking about with Zaire.
Well, not even with Zaire, but what he tell us not to do to the first. Told us not to mention something.
Not to mention the charity event.
See how you be changing the rules? Yeah, see how you be changing.
I had to change him because we had a special guest.
Yeah.
Okay. And I called him out on air, and I got him locked in.
Bruh.
I get, and I'll take 2 more bros and an Omaha.
Yeah, motherfucker. Whatever. Here you go.
Hey, but like my buddy Don Wettrick always says, opportunities are everywhere.
Yeah, I get that, man.
Look, there was an opportunity. I locked it in. And Tyler's extremely happy I did it.
Okay. Sounds beautiful. I'm not hating on that. I'm just saying.
People.
That's right. Sounds that way. Fucking.
Did you just say fucking white
told me
people?
not to do this and not to do that. Hey, man, don't do this and don't do that. And
you can only get away with that because it's Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, God damn it. Here we go, bro.
Guess what?
No.
He said got. He said got.
No, he didn't.
G-O-T.
As many MFs you did today and fuck yous.
That's not damning God.
He said got.
I usually say Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And I say gosh darn it.
Tyler, using his leverage.
Hey,
you see what you're doing?
Hell yeah, I did, Tyler.
Your dad is pissing me off because he told us what not to do, and then he did everything else.
I still got to call and apologize to our Texas duos that were doing this. Oh, see, that's another thing I haven't mentioned.
What?
Jesus Christ!
Well, since the cat's out of the bag, this charity drive that we're doing,
can you get a bruh again, please?
Is actually a competition with the Texan fan base.
They know they know this though, right?
Who?
You didn't just put them on the spot.
The Texan duos know about it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they know about it, but everybody else doesn't. So
actually, his house, not mine, y'all.
This bowling event that we're doing to raise money, it's all part of a competition against the Texans. That if they raise more money than we do, we have to wear a Texan jersey to the game when Houston comes here. If we raise more money, they have to wear a Colts jersey.
Well, first off, I'm never going to buy a Texans jersey. I'll buy a Texans t-shirt or a Texans pair of mittens or something. You think I would spend $130 on a Texans jersey? Are you shitting me? They just lost, in my opinion, their nomination as most hated fan base for Clyde. That's now been passed on to the Titans because they are fucking just out of their minds. They think the Tennessee Titan fan base feel as if they're like the San Francisco 49ers in the 80s or something. Like, dude, y'all stink. Like, I get it. You're 7-3. Great. But you can't wait to fuck yourself over in the playoffs. Like that's what you were waiting for that day. Well, Matt, we're gonna have a nice, beautiful like layout for you, but this fucking guy.
Yeah, we're gonna build it all up and we're gonna get it ready for December 1st. But now the bowling head over here, bowling ball head over here,
We're
had
glad
to
that you
spill the
locked
beans
in,
early.
Okay,
We're gonna
I
have all the
said sorry. I
details
said
too.
sorry once, but I'm taking it back. I'm taking my sorry back. I'm not sorry.
Yeah, okay.
There was an opportunity. I jumped on it, and I scored the NFL's lead tackler to come to our event.
All right, pass it over.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for that.
Hey, Mr. Sorry, do your final thoughts so we get the hell out of here. Good grief, dude.
All right. First of all, my final thoughts are I'm not sorry.
If you mention Nick Sirianni, I swear to God.
No. I said my piece on that.
I was gonna say we both said our piece, leave it alone.
But for real, final thoughts. It sucks that I kind of broke my own rule, but I had to take advantage of the opportunity. It's not every day you have somebody like Zaire Franklin sitting right in front of you and you can ask him whatever fucking question you want.
It's not like every day he donates you fucking cleats too, and you make a fucking decision that's not a mass decision.
I know, I'm sorry, but we've always shared the blessing.
We do.
We've always shared
them in different ways.
Well, maybe you can get in the running for it.
No, that's unfair. That makes it.
Yeah, it makes it one-sided as a group. Come on now.
We have to have an Anvil. We have to have.
I'm just trying to shut him up, Acosta. Can you?
We have to have an Anvil shrine.
He's not going to shut up at the damn cleats, Pat. When you got to get over that shit.
But if you let him think he can be involved in winning them, he might.
The man's a smart man. He's not going to do that.
I'm fucking right here. What are you doing?
That's what I'm saying.
What are you doing?
I got you, Clyde. I got you.
Hold on. All right. Anyways.
Country. My God. Dude.
He does that as if I can't get back in the room. Like I don't.
I was gonna say you're an admin of the stream yard. What the hell's he thinking?
Who are you? We share these responsibilities.
Anyway, is that your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I took advantage of an opportunity. I scored the NFL's leading tackler to come to our event for our followers. You know who benefits out of this? Don's nonprofit and our followers.
The person that gets the fucking cleats is who.
Well, and the cleats.
Matter of fact, hey, look, followers, we love you. Hey, I've seen the numbers climb. Share this shit with everybody, okay? Because we need y'all support too.
Okay. I would say, yeah, if y'all need a good laugh once a day, every week, just tune in and look at Big P's face. You'll get a good laugh every week.
Look here, Tyler Townsend, we got you basic and exclusive sign off. So I need you to share this with everybody you know. It's like when you selling the candy as a kid. Like I need you to run around and follow the Anvil. That's what I want to see. Follow the Anvil.
Are you trying to tell him? Are you trying to tell him he's our show pony? Is that? I don't know what I'm
telling him, but if you get an all exclusive to the player that you want to have his shit signed for, yeah, man, follow the Anvil. I need you to follow him.
This guy.
Bang that bitch.
My final thoughts are, boys, tonight was a great night. Zaire Franklin's great. We love our Colts. We're going to continue to love our Colts. I love all you all. P, you make me question you sometimes, but I still love you anyway. But I love every one of y'all who follows us, tunes in every week. I love everybody who comes to our tailgates and the people who will come to our tailgates. I love all y'all. With that being said, no drinking and driving. Stay blessed. Stay pretty. And remember, go Colts.
Go Colts.
Go Colts.